Just a bait caster guy. Ooh, take it. Yep, there you go. Oh, that's a nice one. Gotta keep him off that log. River rats, they say the early bird gets the worm, but it's not early, and I've never enjoyed eating worms, so I guess it's moot point. But I'm out on this little creek. I got Slappy, the bobber rod, and we're gonna try to catch some fish. Let's go. If you decide you want to do something like this, I promise it's a good time. You won't hate it, especially when it's a bajillion degrees out and it's a good excuse to get in the water. Here's how I rig up my floats. It's not overly complicated. It's just a regular drift float or slip float that I'm gonna drift around, but got a bobber stop so I can adjust my depth really quick. This is a fill big fish slider. Ooh, and bouncy. So I go bobber stop, bead, fill, big fish slider. I like this one. Whisker Seeker 1 ouncers are really good. I like buoyant floats because if it hangs up or whatever, the current, it's tougher for the current to suck it under, and it just keeps on drifting more often. 1 ounce weight, another bead to protect my knot, swivel. It's all on 35-pound Whisker Seeker braid, I think. Any 30 or 40-pound braid will work. 20-pound leader, and I got a kale hook on because that's just the first thing I grab in my tackle box. I think it's a 2 or 3/0, but it's not very technical. You don't need any real specialized equipment. Like, that's pretty seamless presentation for the most part for this, but you use a little clip-on red and white bobber, that works just fine too. So yeah, enough blabbing. I'm gonna try to get one. Got some creek chubs. Oh, got some gross juices in there. It's not crazy hot, but it's gonna be. Drain the juices out of it. All I'm gonna do is chop them up into little bite-sized nugs. The headpiece is a good big fish chunk, but there's not a ton of big fish in here. There's a few. A lot of 1-pounders though, so 1 to 3 is probably gonna be the most common. I got the coffee jitters. Too much caffeine and not enough food. Though I am staying hydrated. Hydration's key. There, just hook it through the top, leave some exposed hook point, and you'll hook more. I do like a longer fishing rod for this, but wouldn't go any shorter than 7 foot. You can definitely get by with a 7-footer. Old Slappy's, I can't remember if it's 9.5 or 10. So satisfying watching that bobber float. Oh, is that a bite? I didn't. Oh no! Didn't let him take it. That was quick. They're here, it don't take very long. Set it just a smidgen deeper. Sure, I spooked him, but maybe he's got friends. Maybe he's really tuned up and he'll come back for it. Maybe it was a snag. I do not know. Just went through the same spot. Nope, it's getting nibbed. Okay. Oh, I saw him. He's so little. That's fun though. Might be downsizing hooks even more. It's all right. Yeah, you're gonna be, if you like, as far as where to set the depth, like just get it close to the bottom. Perfect is if it's just ticking the bottom, but it's not a uniform depth, so that's not realistic. Still getting nibs in there. Come on, just a fat, feisty 1-pounder. I'm getting fat, feisty half-pounders that can't fit it down the hatch. Take it. Oh, he's trying so hard. I got him. Oh, half-pound might be generous. How'd I even hook you? Monsters only. Can you see him? Hold him up really close to the camera so he looks big. He's at least 7 pounds, I think. Ow, ow, ow. Plenty pokey. Well, we got the skunk out of the way. Not in a very big way, but there is no skunk to be had. Which I like that. All kinds of stuff will work for cut bait. It's usually just whatever I can get. Didn't have time to catch any bait really, so I actually bought those at Johnston Bait and Tackle, which they have. I'd say they have the best bait in town, but oftentimes they have the best and only bait in town. Like if anybody's got bait, it's them. So if I'm in a pinch, it's pretty convenient. Oh, we got another one nibbling. Any big ones in there? I mean, he almost took it like he was bigger. She's getting a little ways down there. I bet if I get closer to that root wad down there, there might be a better one hanging out there. Let it drift down there and set a little deeper. Don't leave your stuff behind. So it sure is annoying to have to walk back to grab it. Or do, like, don't let me tell you what to do. Everybody fishes different. It's probably set, what, 2.5 feet? This is decent depth for a little creek like this. And I do have my wading shoes on, if I decide to do some of that. Yeah, it's not that deep. Yeah, I guess I think I can see the bottom. Guess I probably should have just left where it was at and drifted by that cut bank and see if anything cool happens. We'll start up here. We're drifting. Come on, keep trucking, buddy. You can do it. Yeah, I don't think it's happening over here, guys. A little too shallow. Keep her moving, publish or perish, as they say. I don't know how that applies to YouTube, but we're gonna keep her moving. Ooh. That was almost, I guess, probably entertaining. Ooh, that's nice. Not too hot, not too cold, just right. One cool thing about Midwest streams is they pretty much all have catfish. How many catfish, how big a catfish, that varies. But they all got cats. I wonder if there's a cat hiding behind this little drop off. Doesn't look all that deep, but we'll give her a drift. Catch my drift. Thought about getting a center pin rod for this. I just like slappy too much. It's a pretty good hole just around this bend. I fished this place a time or two. It's fun. I think having fun's pretty fun. Okay, how soggy are we gonna get here? Like soak my keys soggy? Over knee deep soggy? At least knee deep. Ain't too bad. Might be a cat there. How deep is it? Deepish. It's one of my favorite parts about bobber fishing. Just pitch one in there real quick. It's crazy how shallow they'll be at times. Although the water is real low. Oh yeah, just a foot. No, yeah, under 2 feet. I like at least a couple feet. This time of day anyway. If it was later in the day, I'd feel different about it, or earlier. Walk around the corner over here. Nice little brush pile. Oh, brush pile's gone. It's one fun thing about rivers is they don't stay the same. Still rock, so there's still gonna be a hole, just not as big of a hole. Stealth is kind of important, being a little loud. I mean, any catfish in this hole knows I'm here. It's just, will he eat anyway? I ain't fooling nobody. Yeah, this used to be a lot deeper, or at least a lot more area. There we go. Yeah, there might be one right off this drop off. Or there might have been one and I spooked him. We'll pitch one in. Oh, yep, getting nibbed. Little guys. Any bigger fellas in there? He's running with it. Was running with it. Back to running with it. Oh, he's just getting angry. He's like, oh, I was violent. There we go. It's a better one. Yay! Yes. Do I keep you? Or do I wait? Because if I keep you now, I'm gonna have to haul you the whole way. But you were like a perfect eater. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna let him go, only because I think I can catch a few more like this, and then I want to carry him as far. Au revoir, friend. Suppose we better try that again. Oh, there we go. There's a bunch of fish in here. He's trying. Do it, do it, do it. I need to freshen bait up. Oh, oh, he hit it so hard and fast, I thought for sure he was hooked. Still need to, yeah, it's real munched up. Okay, I got a box elder bug on me. Thought you guys were supposed to live like on siding. Thought house siding was your natural environment. I am not getting any nibs there. Let's pitch one behind that timber there and moving, moving, moving. How deep is it here? Plenty deep enough for a catfish. One nice thing about this particular situation is I don't have to cast it. I just drop her in. It's crazy when you have a moving bait, how, yeah, they just jump on it. Yeah, I got one messing with me. Move her slightly over. Oh. He pulled her down pretty good and then stopped. He must have had a running start. Gave it all he had. Or he stole my bait. Nope, still got bait. Eat it. Oh, he's trying. If you want to do this really simple and you're not filming, you don't have to bring a bunch of junk. Put a bottle of water in your back pocket. Put a little soft, like a little Plano box, like one of them tiny ones, in like your cargo pocket and your bait in the other. Maybe a pair of pliers or scissors on your belt and let her rip. Ooh. Yep, there he is. Stay out of them logs. I know you're a giant. He'd be a good eater size one too. And you can use cut bait. You could definitely use stink bait for this too. Yeah, use a little spinning rod. Then when these are still fun, and then you hook that 4 or 5 pounder, and you're in for a real battle. Yeah, no waders necessary on days like today. which is my favorite time to go wading. Any little nook and cranny. Don't be scared to, you know, pitch a bobber in there just for one quick drift. They'll surprise you. Like there, you can see the bottom here. But just past it looks a little deeper. Not a lot deeper, but I'm gonna throw one in there just for a second. It's funny how you look at one spot and you're like, it doesn't look that deep. And deep is relative. Like here, deep's 2 feet. About guarantee you there's a catfish in there. He might only be 4 inches, but he's in there. Yep, there's a nibble. Yeah, might possibly be that 4-incher I just talked about. This is why I use lighter mono than braid too. When you fish around this stuff, you snag your hook, you can bust the mono and just lose a hook and keep your weight and your float and all that stuff. And a lot of these floats, these high-end ones, ain't cheap. You know, 5, 10, some even like 11, 12 bucks. So you set it up this way. Oh, speaking of snag, I got it out, sweet. You set it this way, you don't lose bobbers very often. I mean, sometimes you might have like a nick in the line. Yeah, there's one little guy in there, just not enough, not big enough to get the job done. But this bend down here with all the concrete, I like the looks of that. This little slower moving pool on the front side looks really intriguing. Looks like a spot a big old flathead would hang out. That'd be cool. I don't think Slappy's ever caught a flathead. Ooh. Squishy there. I'll stand right here. Might be one. I just spooked one. I should have stayed out of the water. Nope, shallow there. Who's calling me? What's up? What time? What time is it? I'll be late if I can make it. I'll try to fish faster. What's the deal? Usually you're good luck when you call. And I haven't got a bite. Or not a good bite. You're losing your touch.
I'll let you know where it's at.
Okay, I'll try to make it.
Okay.
But that's real life stuff. Impromptu nephew birthday lunch that I wasn't factoring in. So it's probably a good thing I didn't keep that one. Oop, got him. That was wonderful. He remembered. Not a big one. He ain't bad. Pounder, pan fryer. Oh, he's beat up. He's been spawning. You're pretty young, or at least small for spawning. Although you can't really tell how old a catfish is, only based on its size. These small river ones, like some spend their whole lives in here and just don't grow very big. That was a nice little bloop, bobber gone. Is there another one in there? Just nibbling on it. That's hung up. I try to steer it away from them rocks. I don't know if the current's gonna let me. I'm gonna have to do a different angle if we want to do that. Well, maybe, we'll see here. It's just a little, Like I'm trying to get it just enough to the right where it catches that current that goes to the right, instead of getting pushed right into the rocks, right into, oh, that one's mouth. Whiff. Yeah, that's a wonderful drift. Except that one probably took my bait. Oh, nope. Having a high speed reel is help. Oh, he was probably a lot like the other one, but I think he did get my bait. What I was saying is having a high speed gear or high speed reel. This is 811. It's a PC Fun Carbon XCS. But it's an affordable reel with an 811 gear ratio. One you can beat up a little bit. It falls in the sand when you're doing this. I'm not saying you should do that, but you're not going to cry as much as like one of those Corrado DCs or something. Oh, that was deep mud. Bait, fresh bait. No scale on the hook. A little closer to that spot, make a little bit more precise cast. Try not to get stuck in the quicksand, never to be seen again. This little spigot of land's kind of nice. It's sandy, and maybe sneak up on them. Yeah, there's definitely going to be some fish in here. I don't know how big, but you should never really know how big, although some spots just scream big fish. This one could go either way. Man, that nice. The longer rod's nice for controlling your line. Doesn't have to be a 10-footer, but at least 7. Better yet, 8 or 9. Spinning tackle works good too. Just a bait caster guy. Ooh, take it. Yep, there you go. Oh, that's a nice one. Gotta keep him off that log. Oh yeah, nice one. Big ugly one. Look at the bend in that fishing rod. Oh, Slappy's awesome. Come here, buddy. Yeah. That right there. Too much fun. I mean, I grew up doing this on a really poopy muddy creek. This is pretty picturesque compared to what I'm used to, but concept stays the same, and I love it about as much now as I did when I was 14, riding my bike. Riding a bike was a lot cheaper than driving a truck with a V8 made to pull a boat. It's funny how things change. Still have toys, they're just expensive now. That's by choice. Ow, ow. Okay. All right, I got a pair of pliers in my bag. That's why I didn't want to set them down. That was wonderful. Sand, tastes yummy. One very sandy channel cat now. Wow, he's hooked weird. Those kale hooks do that sometimes. Very effective hooks, especially for the chans. Yeah, nice sandy channel cat. Gonna let him go. Thanks for playing, homie. You get to watch him swim away too. That's so cool. To think this little creek holds a fish like that. Yeah, big catfishing's like all the craze. Like, it ain't big unless it's like 50 pounds, but big's a matter of perspective, and at the end of the day, I'm just here to have a good time, and that meets all qualifications that I have for a good time. Pretty easy to please though, really. I wonder if there's another one in there. We're gonna try it, try to find out. Oh, now my fishing rod butt's all sandy. My butt's sandy. fishing rod butt, that is. Sandy bottom. Used to have a pair of SpongeBob underpants. That was the first thing I thought of when I said sandy bottom. Oop. Got a bump. They're persistent. Once they get after it, they stay after it lots of times. This is slow water meets that faster water. It's a good spot lots of times. Basically the same spot that last fish came out of. Same area. But who knows where it was sitting when it came to eat the bait. And stay out of the rocks. Come on, man. You know, I mentioned you don't lose bobbers very often. Well, the nice thing is, like, it'll drift down there, and I'll re-rig this and I'll pick it up on the way by. The weight must have been hung up, not the hook, in them rocks. All right, back in business. Got a different hook, got a regular J hook, because that was the first one I grabbed. My bobber's floated a pretty good long ways away. Still hopeful we can catch up with it. This spot looks pretty good. At least it's got a lot of potential. With all the little minnows, it's not a bad sign either. There's some shad swimming right there. A lot of them. Yeah, you probably can't see that. I can barely see it. It was neat though. Yeah, I bet there's a catfish here. I don't know why I'm whispering. Sound doesn't transfer very well from air to water. It does from ground to water. So you gotta be careful with your footsteps, even though I'm not being very careful. It's hung up on something. Okay, got that back. That spot's good enough where I'm gonna reel it in, set it about 6 inches deeper, although I'm getting nibbled right there. Even if I catch one right there, I'm still gonna set it a little deeper and drift it through here. Floating right through the danger zone. The other nice thing about the long rod is you can let it drift a long ways and still be able to set the hook. Although the squishiness of this one removes a little bit of that, but it increases the good time, so I'm sticking with it. The drifter back through, a little deeper. Looks like this might be one of them deeper spots. Yeah, we got her about 3-ish feet deep now. She floating. Set her deeper. Gave her that drift. We've been in the zone. If there was a good one that was hungry here, we would have got him. All right, gotta keep an eye out for my bobber. Hopefully it got caught up on the bank somewhere. I like that bobber. All the trash you see floating up on the bank, my bobber will probably be the thing that floats all the way to the Gulf of Mexico. There goes some suckers. Oh, a bunch of them. Neat. Should walk this with a cast net. These are primo flathead bait. And good cut bait for chans too. So the bobber probably floated along here. Still don't see it. I mean, it's got a pretty good head start. I wonder if there's anything along this rock bank. There could be one there, but just gonna keep trucking. Between wanting my bobber back and having to get off the water for my nephew's birthday party, or birthday lunch. Keep walking. Oh, there's a deep little channel right in front of that root wad. Better toss one up in there. Kind of giving hope on my bobber. So it probably should have got caught in something along here and I'm not seeing it. Oh, there it is. Sweet. Okay. My waves are gonna bounce it out of there. It's right there. Hoop. Score. There's definitely a little concern about spooking fish, but there's only so many places for them to go. Although they can definitely just tuck deeper underneath that tree. There's got to be a few. Yeah, getting nibbed. It's deep, like 3 feet deep. Plenty of little nibble faces. Maybe I'll let it take it around here. Nibbed, 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 nibbed. Ooh, he tried to take it back into the brush pile. It's all the leash I'm giving you. I don't know. There was a decent one in here. I think I would have got him. Oh, they just chewed that to pieces. No catfish. We got a bobber. Looks like there's a tennis shoe in there if anybody needs one of those. Somebody's been walking around here. Little barefoot kids. Big shoes. Actually, the footprint on that shoe looks a lot like the footprint on the shoe that was stuck in that log pile. Huh. Might pitch up under them trees. A little water running in. Not crazy deep. Can kind of see the bottom, but they could be hiding in that tree. Got a little whiff of a narcotic substance. Makes me think I'm probably not alone. That's interesting. Odd feeling. Ooh, I kind of like the looks of that little scum pocket that it's drifting right towards. Oh no, a stick got in the way. Have to pitch it in there, probably. Can I get the current to sweep it over? Nope, because I got hung up. Oh, dang. I'm gonna spook everything in there, unless I can shimmy it out. Oh yes. She's just barely hung up. A little bit of bait. Ooh, I can feel a little bit of sun on the arms. Probably should have wore the long sleeves, but it's funny how your day takes you to a place you didn't expect to be. Yeah, I went and tried to catch hybrids this morning, and the hybrids were like, not today. Like Dikembe Mutombo commercial. You know, the not today. That was a terrible impersonation. Although, in my defense, I look and sound nothing like Dikembe Mutombo, so there's that. It's a nice little hole in the river over here. I like that. There's a tree too. I also like that. Oh, that's cool. You can see the squiggle in the mud where the, I guess I call it a river clam. I'm not gonna mess with him, but he's just cruising along. Getting a little high-centered, a little high and dry. Hopefully he figures it out. I think we're supposed to get some rain, so that'll probably help him. Yeah, I like this. Do the catfish like it? Bet there's one here. Oh, nice cast, Bauer. Let's try that again. As good as it looks, I'm not going to give it a ton of time. But it looks pretty good. That current running right into that rock wall over there. All in this seam here. I have the, oh, about to say I might have the bobber set way too shallow. That was one. I got bait. So this might be a, looks like a spot that'd be pretty deep. That cat, one cat tried to eat it, not a big one. I bet you there's a big one here though. Just getting nibbles. Getting nibbled like crazy. Pitch it back on the other side of the log. Current's gonna pull it right into the log. That didn't do me much good. Ooh, he hit it angry. They didn't come back for it. Yeah, just kidding. Thought we would get one there. A little bit deeper. It ain't floating. Might be a little further down though. No? It's kind of bobbing. Ticking along the bottom. Bobbing along the bottom. Nothing. Anytime I drift a bobber through a spot like this, I'm like, and don't catch one, my first thought is there's got to be a big old flathead. Nope, that was a bite. Old Joshy Pig Patrol just messaged me. Hadn't talked to him in a while. Might just leave him on red. There's one more real good spot. We'll go check out if I can get there. Crossing here isn't easy, and then crossing down the way isn't easy. I mean, I could swim, but it'd be funny if I walked into the old Red Lobster for my nephew's birthday party and was completely soaked. It might even be worth it. It'd be kind of entertaining. This spot has potential. Wish it was deeper. Or there's going to be a little depth over here. You got this riffle, fast water, and it slows down a little bit. Is it deep enough to hold a chan? Probably should have drifted it through the riffle into there, but give her a quick flyby, and we get one, we get one. If we don't, keep moving. Just like all the other spots, really. There's one nibbling at the tail out. Not real big. Not big enough to get the job done. Still trying. Slightly different. A little close to the structure. Oh, we're already getting bit. Yep. That wasn't a bite, that was a stick. Yeah, we were in the zone the whole time. Bites keep me here. Ugh. Not what I wanted. She's stuck good. Oh, that's a terrible place to break. Oh, get back over here. Well, that sucks. Definitely ain't leaving this thing in here. Not much line, not much litter. Huh. That's dumb. So we'll retie her up and then keep moving. Yeah. Lighter braid. Sometimes you have them problems. At least I got most of it back and did not leave a bunch of line in the water. This is a little deeper looking. Definitely the deepest crossing area. I can still see the bottom though. Yeah. We're over knee deep. That ain't bad. Every time I think we're good, we dropped a little, but made it. Spot doesn't look bad. Doesn't look real good. Give her a pitch. Looks pretty woolly. Few shadows, a little bit of depth. Current pushing into that brush. Another spot, there's definitely a catfish in. Pull her under, buddy. There's definitely a catfish there. I don't know if there's one big enough to eat my bait. Oh, yep, there is. That's a nice one. Little close quarters catfish combat. Well, that was pleasant. Hey, got us another one. He'd be a good eater, but he's lucky my nephew was born today. Otherwise, I'd be eating him. See it. Yeah, it was plenty dense enough. I kind of was hopeful. You never know for sure. I threw back and maybe one more in there. Yeah, sometimes I wonder if those little guys nibbling on it get those bigger attention than bigger fish, and then they come in and like, get out of here. Show you how it's done. Big is relative, 5 or 6 pounder, and here's one heck of a fish. 1 to 3, or 1 or 2 is pretty typical. Your 5 and 6 being your trophies. You spook all your buddies? Nope, not all of them. You might. Oh, that's what you get for messing with your camera and stuff. Oh, and he took my bait too. Yeah, that was a decent one. Oh well. It's fun trying to get that bobber going under. Oh, well. It is that time. Is that on? Can I turn that camera on? No. No, I did not. Did I turn this camera on? Yeah, I turned that one on. Oh, I held the catfish in front of the camera. Nobody saw it. That's all right. Yeah, I'm gonna make it. Words. Supposed to be at Red Lobster in 2 minutes. I don't think that's gonna happen, but I'm gonna try to get there as quick as I can. Fun little trip. I love this waiting stuff. Just simple. Like, you take the filming out of it and it's amazingly simple. But even with the filming, it's still not crazy, and it's a heck of a lot of fun. So hope you had a good time watching it. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. You're all awesome. Appreciate the heck out of you taking time to watch. Hope you catch a giant.